$0 to $10,000 per month for my new SaaS agency. That's the goal from this ongoing series. I actually filmed a video yesterday where I showed a live sales call where I actually closed the first client for this SaaS agency, and that was for $2,000. So we're 20% of the way there. It's quite exciting, and I wanted to go through in this video exactly what you need to do to get the close, right? So there's a few things that really annoy me in my previous agencies that I've run when I hire salespeople. And this is the problem that you're probably having if you're not getting closes. It's because you don't understand the difference between selling and closing, okay? Selling is, in fact, very easy to do, and most sales guys are good at selling, right? They get the lead to the point where, or the prospect to the point where they want to pay. They like the product, they like the service, they have no objections, but they don't want to pay on the phone, right? And the problem with most salespeople is when they get to this position, right, when the lead says, yeah, but okay, I need to go ahead and look at the contract, or I'm not sure if I want to pay right now, or let me think about it. Most salespeople who aren't very good will be like, okay, fine, because they don't want to lose the close, right? They don't want to lose that sale. You have to get into your head, right? If that person hasn't paid, you haven't got the sale, okay? If that person hasn't paid on the phone, there is more that you need to do to get them to pay, right? They've either told you what their issues are, what their objections are, or they haven't. But it's your job as the salesperson to find that out, right? And when you're starting your agency, you need to do all of these things yourself, right? You cannot go out and hire a sales guy straight away because you need to know what your sales process is like, right? When you hire a sales guy, he needs to come into the business and understand what the sales process is. And you're only going to know that if you've done it yourself. So when you're starting out, always do sales calls yourself. Then what you need to do is actually get the close on the call. Now, don't be scared of doing a 2-call close. This call where I actually closed this guy, and like I said, the video is on the channel, you can go ahead and watch it. Where I actually closed this guy, I had a 2-call close. Because on the first call, I obviously run a SaaS company, and we have a low ticket product and we have a high ticket offer on top of it as well. So the low ticket is $149 per month for the SaaS product. But I know when I pitch that they have got issues. There are problems in their business that may stop them from paying for that SaaS product, right? So I offer them the solution, and the solution is very, very easy to sell because I have already pre-sold them. They already believe and trust that I can get these results because of the way that I pitch my offer. Then it all comes down to getting the close. Now, to get the close, there's really 2 ways of doing it. The first way is you basically on the call, you answer all their questions and you try all the objection handling where they're like, I need to chat to my wife, or can I check through the contract and all of that stuff. You can send them the contract and say, look, go ahead through it and then get back to me and tell me if you want any changes made. All of these things are going to cause problems in your business, right? Because if you're not able to close that person on the call, it's probably because they have issues or problems they need answering, right? And who's the best person to answer those problems? You, as the salesperson. So if they've got problems with the contract, sit them down there and there, send them the contract, and change the contract with them. Make them feel valued, right? If they don't like some terms in your contract, them going away and having a look at it for a bit longer and then sending it back to you is not going to make any difference, right? If you can go on the call there and then and just adjust the contract and say, look, is that better? Do you like it? Excellent. Here's the invoice, pay it. If you can do that, chances are they'll pay it, right? If they're one reason they're not paying is because there's an issue with the contract, and you offer to fix that problem for them, you offer to change the contract, and then you send it back to them, realistically they should pay. And if they're then anti-paying, you need to say, okay, well, what's the issue? Because you said it was a contract and it's not. So let's get down to the bottom of it, because the only person who can answer your questions or solve your problem right now is me. So you leaving this sales call is not going to help yourself, okay? So that's the difference between selling and closing. Selling is you get them to the point where they're interested in the product, and closing is actually collecting that payment. And realistically, you haven't got an agency until you've got 3 or 4 clients, and you haven't got an agency until you've actually closed those people and actually collected the payment, right? I haven't technically got an agency at the moment. I've got a SaaS product with a high ticket offer. So until I start to close more people and then build out the team, this is just a challenge to get to $10,000 per month as a freelancer. But it's a long process, and getting there isn't easy. So I'm going to do a series where I start to post how I'm actually booking these calls. If you want to go ahead and see exactly how I closed that person and how I booked those sales calls, go ahead and watch that live sales call video. It is incredibly useful. It's packed full of information, and you'll see exactly how I'm booking the sales calls. I've also got another video as well which teaches you all of the systems that you're going to need to have in place, and all of the assets I use are linked down below in the description. But I will see you guys in my next video.